Hello everyone, welcome to Brown Queen Diaries. Today we have a special topic focusing on breaking stereotypes. We have our guest Hima, who's seamlessly balancing her motherhood, profession and passion for modeling. Today's episode is all about embracing every role and thriving in each one. So let's welcome Hima. Welcome to the show, Hima. How are you?
Thank you so much for having me. I'm really good. Melbourne's put up a great weather today, so I really can't complain.
We're thrilled to have you here today.
Thank you.
So, let's start from the beginning,
Yes,
right?
yes.
Who is Hima Naidu? Can you tell us a little bit?
Who is Hima Naidu? I'm not sure. So I am a really proud South Indian.
Yay!
Originally, I was born in a town in Andhra Pradesh called Chittoor. I'm not sure if you've heard of that.
Of
I was born into an army family, so my dad has an army background, but I was brought up in Bangalore, which is now Bengaluru. So I speak Telugu, which is, you'd probably laugh if I speak Telugu, but that's my mother tongue. But I speak better Kannada than Telugu, and given my dad's army background, I speak Hindi at home with my family. I'm the oldest of the three siblings that I have, now I'm married. I have two kids, one human kid and one fur kid.
I was going to be like, did I miss something? Did you say two kids?
Yeah, so the human kid is 10 years old. Her name's Nora. And the fur kid, Oreo, he's a cavoodle. He just turned 5 a few months ago.
Wow.
Yeah. They're the cutest.
Yeah.
And from a professional point of view, I recently transitioned from being a recruitment business partner in technology to a technology delivery lead. So what I do is basically manage and deliver projects in the technology space.
That's news for me. Yeah. I thought you were a full-time model.
Additionally, I do freelance modeling. Started off with runway. I'm predominantly a runway and high-end editorial model. So that's a bit about me.
It's lovely to know a little bit of your personal side of your life as well.
Thank you.
So, coming to your modeling.
Yes.
Tell us about how did you start your journey into modeling?
We'll have to go back a few years now, actually. It started when I was in my uni. So I was completing my bachelor's. I don't know if when you were studying, the fashion shows were a thing then.
Yeah, annual day or something.
Yes.
We used to have all these programs,
Yes.
and the fashion show was one of them.
Yes,
Yeah.
so I used to get invited to walk the fashion shows, and I actually quite liked the spotlight then.
Yeah.
That's how it started. I did a few fashion shows in college, in the fests, and fashion career didn't really take off then because my parents had slightly conservative outlook to fashion then, and it could be because fashion for us was watching fashion TV, that was kind of just put on hold. Then I completed my studies, focusing fully on studies, and not until a few years ago, actually, my friends and I had this bright idea of let's participate in a pageant. It'll be fun. And look, we just wanted to have some fun, spend some quality time with each other. I didn't win the pageant. I was one of the top 5. However, that kind of paved path for me into fashion. I started getting approached with opportunities to do fashion runways and photo shoots, etc. And the rest is history.
Yeah, it's a beautiful journey, like somebody we need to take a step forward.
Yeah.
Somewhere.
Yeah.
So that's great.
Yeah.
I'm glad you did that step, that bright idea with your friends.
Yeah, look, that pageant kind of sparked the interest that I've always had in fashion, and people approaching me, asking me to work on certain things and walk the runways, or like, you know what, let's do it now. So yeah, that's how it started.
And here you are.
Here I am. Yes.
So we were talking about, your kids. Let's say your human kid, right?
Yeah.
Becoming a mom, right? Did it influence your career in modeling? If it did, how?
Yeah, becoming a mother profoundly influenced my fashion career, definitely. If anything, I think I've become more stronger and more confident than I ever was. Partially also because I wanted to inspire Nora. I wanted to show her that pursuing career or passion doesn't mean you give up on something.
Absolutely.
I think it just comes down to just integrating that motherhood and adjusting your life. That way you can balance it all. So, yeah, look, I think my daughter definitely inspires me to do more. And I want to be a great influence on her. Yeah,
that's lovely. You need to set a strong example of, how you can lead, multiple things together.
Yeah.
Multitasking.
Yeah. Look, there are challenges. It comes with its own challenges for sure, but we're working through it, and hopefully it's not affecting Nora. It's only affecting her in a positive way.
That's awesome. Yeah. So we're talking about stereotypes. So what are those stereotypes you would have come across as a model or as a mom?
Right, stereotypes. It's one of my favorite topics to talk about. I kind of feel like it's like a huge can of worms, which I do not want to open, but I will touch on a few things that I've experienced in the modeling industry as well. I think we've definitely come a long way from how we were a few years ago when I was starting out into that modeling career to how we are now. I remember there used to be a huge list of this is what you need to be a model. We needed to look certain way, we needed to be of certain height, we needed to be in certain age bracket, we needed to have certain body types. But it was amazing to see I think it was a few months ago, I attended a runway, and I saw people from all walks of life walking the runways, people that identified themselves with disability. I saw people in wheelchairs walking the runway, and different heights, and it was treat to eyes.
This was the PayPal Fashion Week, yeah?
Yes.
That was amazing. I attended that and I enjoyed it. I could see like a pregnant woman walking the ramp. There's a shorter person, taller person. So it was festival for the eyes, actually. Yeah. Inclusivity is standing out.
Definitely. Diversity and inclusivity is definitely something that is paving path currently, and it's amazing to see, and that's probably why my modeling career is at all-time high. Only because people are now open to considering models from different walks of life and different sizes, etc. So that's from a modeling fashion point of view. I do want to just touch briefly on the societal norms that you and I'm sure you have experienced it as well. Being a mother and having an ambition, it can coexist, but the perception is that as soon as you become a mother and you have an ambition, you're neglecting the familial, norm or responsibility, and that's definitely not the case. I see myself kind of balancing. Sure, there's some adjustments, but I am balancing it all well, I think.
You sure must be.
Yeah. And we don't have to choose one or the other. We can do it all. So yeah, and you know, that for me has definitely changed as a mother as well. And I think it does come down to who you surround yourself with and the kind of support you have.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
You know, we find some of these people who think that they have a right to, you know, give their opinions, you know, about how are you in a certain way, or your dress is in a certain way, or, you know, maybe you should lose weight, maybe you should gain weight. I mean, this is kind of, in a way, they feel like they have kind of a right on you.
Yeah.
Do you come across that kind of people?
Yeah. Look, I did. Especially on social media, I mean, sure, we have people in our day-to-day lives who have opinion. I mean, coming from the cultural background, you know, you and I, you know, have similar background. You know, having extended family, everyone seemed to have an opinion, and they should, right? But we all have right to have an opinion. But I remember I was, you know, I think it was a 5K run or something. This was a few years ago, and someone I know, their extended family, they commented, I was wearing shorts. It was a 5K run. It was a hot day, summer hot day. Like, I don't expect to wear something full covering my whole body, right? I was wearing shorts, and this family member of mine, they're like second cousin, commented saying, "Oh, you're a mom. Why are you wearing shorts?" And I was like, "Oh, I didn't expect." Or I didn't think to take your advice before going into that run. Because,
good on you.
I mean, I obviously didn't say to them, because then that would cause bigger issues. But it's funny how people kind of feel entitled to just comment on everything that you do. Especially social media, a lot of, you know, you post something, there's a lot of negativity. Look, I personally haven't seen a lot of negativity, you know, as much as I see on other people. I mean, even Bollywood stars are not spared, to be honest. I mean, Deepika Padukone was, you know, trolled for, you know, faking pregnancy apparently. Like a whole heap of other things. And it's actually, I think it's getting better. People are respecting other people's boundaries a lot more. But initially, it did kind of affect me. You see, you know, say 40 really good comments, people complimenting, people getting inspired by you, which is amazing to see. But that one negative comment on your post kind of brings you down.
It does.
And although you don't want to, you subconsciously actually are only thinking about that negative comment, as opposed to focusing on...
It's the mentality that we would have, right?
Yeah.
Like, we kind of tend to attract to the negativity a little bit more than positive.
Exactly.
Yeah, he's saying it's good, but this one's saying that it's not.
Yeah. I think socially, I was conditioned to make sure that, you know, I don't know if you do that too, but, you know, just convincing everyone that you're doing the right thing. Like, literally you're focusing on the negative comments, and it used to affect me initially, but I've learned and I have a few things that I do to just keep away from that negativity and just focus on positivity.
Perfect. So, yeah. I mean, that's the way to go, right?
Yeah.
That's cool. And following up on that, right? How do you actually shield yourself from these unsolicited opinions?
Yeah.
Like you said, you covered a bit of it, but is there something that you specifically do? You kind of touched on that, but
yeah. Look, it wasn't easy. Like I said, it's actually taken me a while to actually just block myself and not let those comments affect me negatively. It's I've come to realize that others' opinion of me is not who I am.
Yep.
It's their opinion of me. And a lot of these comments come from people that you don't know of, or they're anonymous, like they're just random people scrolling and there's, you know, placing comments on people's posts, especially on social media. And I try to detach myself and not let that emotionally affect me.
Yeah.
I see, I follow a few people here that have a huge following on Instagram, and what I've seen them do is they actually bring out those negative comments to public and address it
That's
publicly.
That's a good strategy. Yes.
Yeah, look, it takes courage to do that, definitely.
But actually, I think it relieves a weight from you, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I think that could be another thing that I perhaps could look at, but I really haven't experienced too much negativity. If at all, I have people messaging me saying, you know, I love what you do and how do you do it, and a whole heap of other things. So I'm trying to focus on that as opposed to, you know, focusing on comments that say, oh, you seem to have put on weight.
God.
Yeah.
You. Yeah.
So, Look, I think social media is now becoming a lot more.
I think there's a lot of improvement around people supporting people. Like a lot of people are doing this, influencing.
Yeah.
So everyone's supporting each other.
Yeah.
There's always downside to it, but I think there is a little bit of a supportive kind of culture being, you know, we can observe in the recent days.
Look, cultivating like that, having that support group, you know, having people that are your, you know, supporters that influence you in a positive way, having those people around and focusing on just that support group definitely does the trick. You know, you need to surround yourself with people that, you know, you can trust, and even if they have opinion, you can take that positively as well, as opposed to unsolicited opinions of people that have no idea who you are.
People that matter to you is
exactly
what matters. You know, their opinion matters.
Yeah. I know it's easier said than done, but I suppose it's a journey. It's not going to take just one comment to you know, go past that negativity. Yeah.
As a model, do you have some kind of a regime that you follow to keep yourself fit? And, you know, obviously we talked about how it has been evolved, but you still are quite a model, right? You're like perfect. So how does your fitness regime, how does it look like?
Well, thank you, first of all, for saying I'm perfect. I don't think I'm anywhere near perfect, but
I'll have to hide my face somewhere if you say that.
Look, I think my focus on fitness kind of changed after COVID. You know, I used to work out, but it wasn't really my focus. But COVID taught me that health is everything. And ever since then, and look, I don't really have a fitness regime. I try and work out 3 to 4 days a week. I am now focused on a lot more strength training as opposed to cardio, which I used to do before. Look, some weeks I'm consistent. I'm going to gym every other day, but then work gets in your way. Some days you've had a super busy day at work and you just want to skip gym. I've had that. I've lacked motivation to go to gym certain days.
Winter especially, I guess.
Yes, you're right.
It's been hard for me.
Yeah. So look, I've had my ups and downs for sure, but I suppose having a cavoodle at home, he needs to be walked every day. So
walking's actually really good.
Yes.
Yeah.
So thanks to him, I'm walking almost every day, and I'm going to gym 3 days a week. I know a lot of people have like a diet plan and a whole heap of other things, which I don't. I love to eat. You must have seen, my socials, where I'm literally exploring cafes and restaurants every other day.
I used to feel like, does she just post a picture or she actually eats it?
I don't eat everything I post though.
Okay.
I actually go out with friends that I can share food with, because I can only eat so much.
Just pick on things and then like, yeah, I tasted it.
I don't diet. I just try and balance it. I enjoy what I eat, but then I try and balance it out with fitness. I work out and I do walks, etc. And like I said, it's not consistent. It's some months I'm amazing. I've gone to gym every other day, and then some weeks I'm like, what? I just need to not do anything.
Wind down.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah,
exactly.
I mean, I feel comfortable now. I feel like I'm not alone. I have that moments as well. But
I think what's important is to just listen to your body, really. And you only have one life. Why sacrifice on all the food that you can enjoy? So
I mean, dieting, that whole concept of dieting is a whole new thing that we can talk about.
Yeah.
But it just puts us into this whole pressure of not having to eat, shouldn't be eating carbs. And there's different kinds of diets. Oh my God, I can't follow up with those standards.
Yeah, no, I mean, given where I come from, I cannot live without rice and and chapatis and rotis. Like, that's carb. Like,
we are the carb girls.
Yes, that's it. I mean, I cannot imagine myself not having rice. I mean, it's not daily. I am open to trying things out, but when I travel and come back home, I want to have rice and dal. That's like my go-to.
With some ghee on it.
Lots of ghee on it. Yes.
Yes. That's cool. How do you balance your 3 Ps? Personal life, passion, and profession.
How do I balance my 3 Ps? Look, I'll be lying if I say it's being balanced really well. Well, I try to keep it realistic, and I try to be honest with myself. I've had my days. Some days I have it all sorted and it's going amazingly well, and some days it's not going well and I have mixed emotions. I'm juggling a lot of balls, right? And chances are I'm going to drop some of them. So what I tell myself is, it's okay. It's okay not to have everything going perfectly. So it's taken me a long time, but I am trying to be kinder to myself. You won't have it all sorted all the times, and that's fine. Some days, my personal life would take priority, and the other days my professional life, and some days I have to focus on passion. If you come to my house, some days it will be sparkling and super clean, and the other days it would be a mess. Some days I wake up 7 o'clock in the morning, and out there walking the dog, going on hikes, going out to brunches, looking all pretty. Other days I want to be a couch potato. Like, I do not want to be waking up before 10 o'clock. So I think I've learned to embrace everything. It's a journey, and it's a lot of adjustments, adjusting what needs prioritizing at that point in time. So
you have a priority sort of a thing that goes on. And the priorities change every week depending on what I've got on. But I suppose it's just adjusting that dial to, see which one you want to, But have you ever felt like you're not giving enough time to your family when you're busy with your passion, like, modeling or somewhere outskirts, or you're, at work? Sometimes there's always a need to be focusing, especially on your child, right? Have you had those days, and tell us about it?
Yeah, like, you're a mother yourself, and I think I speak for all the mothers when I say that as a mother, no matter how much time you spend with your children, it is never enough.
No, so
Never,
true.
never
There's
enough.
always that guilt.
Yeah, there's that lingering guilt that, you know, you haven't given your child enough time. But, you know, I think it takes that adjusting and embracing and telling yourself, it's okay, today I'm prioritizing my child, but I also need to consider my passion. And fulfilling your passion is actually some way inspiring your children to do the right thing, to follow your dreams, to follow your passion. So, yeah, I mean, look, it's all about balancing and embracing the journey. But as a mother, I would always be guilty for not spending enough time with.
I mean, on the other side, you're doing all of these that you're passionate about.
Yeah.
That makes you, you know, sane, I guess. Like, you know, it makes you balanced.
Yeah.
You know, it gives that kind of contention in your life, which means that you can give your 100% to your family as well.
Yeah.
That's how I see it.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I mean, look, prioritizing, like I said, just figuring out what's important at that point in time and then focusing on that. Yeah, definitely helps. You know, intentionally, taking some time out for personal life, but when you are with your kid or spending time with your family, being involved fully, and you know,
be
present
here now.
Yes,
that sort of thing.
Being present. I think that's all you can do. Really, it's yeah. I mean, if you're a working mother, following your passion, then yeah, it's all about the balancing act. And you know, some days it would sway the other way, or some days it will be different.
Sway along.
Exactly.
Speaking of that, right, we cannot achieve all of this without a strong support system.
Yeah.
So who are your support system?
I'm glad you actually brought that up, because I'm lucky. I have a great support system surrounding me. My daughter, my husband, and my best friends. My best friends are also godparents for Nora, and they truly embody "it takes a village" saying. It truly does take a village.
To bring up a child.
Yes, definitely. And I cannot imagine navigating the journey that I'm currently on without having their support.
Yeah, especially overseas, away from the family, you need that kind of a close circle.
Yeah. My best friends are family for us here. I do have my parents, my sister that support me, but they're more silent supporters because they're overseas. They're in Canada and India respectively. My parents and my sister, they're like my sounding board. They're like my venting ground, and I know I will have their back no matter what. That definitely does make a difference. So, surrounding myself with the people that I can trust and rely on, especially because I have super busy social life. I work full time. I have assignments, modeling assignments every other weekend. So having them is, they're like blessing.
Yeah, I mean,
in disguise.
It's lucky to have such a good support system. Not everybody is like blessed with that, right?
Yeah.
So we have to consider ourselves. I'm lucky as well, so I'm grateful for that.
Yeah. I think we should start counting our blessings, to be honest, and it definitely makes a difference. Yeah.
So I've been following you on Instagram. You're all out there, like everywhere in the events and like all prim and proper and things like that. Just wanted to know, how are you inside the house? Are you domesticated at all? Like, do you do any chores? I'm sounding silly, but I want to know.
Yeah. So what did you say, chores? What are they?
Yeah, I knew it. I knew it.
No, well, in all honesty, I may not look like that, but I actually do cook at home. Like I cook almost every day during the week, except for Fridays. Fridays are our takeaway days, so we just want to order takeaway and just sit on the couch and watch Netflix series. That's my favorite pastime with Nora. We love doing that. That's our mum and daughter time. To answer your question, yeah, well, when I don't have shoots and when I'm not socially active, and I've had my days, some weekends are super busy, I'm never home. Other weekends are kind of, I want to keep it to myself because I've had a few full-on weekends and then like, okay, I need some time for myself to unwind and rejuvenate. Obviously it's not just me doing chores around the house. My partner, he takes equal responsibility as well. We're doing laundry together. We're cleaning the house together.
It's hard to imagine Hima doing that.
No, yeah.
You should post some of that.
Maybe
the real
I should
side.
post photos of that. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Look, doing laundry, folding the laundry takes a bit longer because
I hate doing that.
That's my least
God.
favorite. So we do have a spare room, so all of that laundry actually
Oh
gets dumped.
Same.
And
I feel sad for that room.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it's not used. Now we can actually use it for clothes, which, makes sense. But cleaning, cooking, grocery shopping, everything I would imagine, you would do when you're free along with your partner as well. Like I said, I may not look like it, but I actually do quite a lot of chores. And I enjoy doing that. I tend to take Nora along as well, and she manages the list and reads out what is needed, and then we do shopping together.
Sounds fun.
Yeah, it is. That's mum and daughter time. Obviously, it kind of can be our time. It's different. Sometimes we like watching movies, but sometimes we're doing grocery shopping. Sometimes we're sitting and painting and drawing. We both love drawing. I do stay at home.
So you have that side to you.
Yes,
okay. Maybe you should post something so we don't know. We know that she's not just model, but she actually has a life.
Yes, yeah, and my friends will vouch for that because I'm not a bad cook, so they do enjoy my cooking as well. Yeah. When I cook, they do enjoy my cooking.
That's nice.
And my husband is a chef, so I don't really have to cook, but I do. Yeah,
okay.
I do cook. Yeah.
House of chefs.
Yes.
That was lovely. So before we wrap up, right, I'd like to give some advice. I'd like you to give some advice for somebody like, for women who think that they have to choose between their career passion and actually the motherhood. Like they normally think that they have to choose one thing and just be in that one thing, right?
Yeah.
What would your advice be?
Yeah, I'm not sure if I'm in a position to give advice to people, but I can.
But you're doing it very well because you have a profession and you do have your personal life. And being in Australia, we don't have house helps like that.
Yeah.
We have to do everything as well.
Yeah.
And then on the side, you have to take some time out for your passion, right?
Yeah.
So balancing it in one way or the other. Obviously, there's ups and downs.
Yeah.
So there are people who think that you have to either be the full-time mom or you just have to focus on your passion. Yeah. Or maybe sometimes they think that if you're doing that, you're not a good mom.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So what's your advice for them?
Yeah, look, I think we all have our own unique journey, and what works for me may not actually work for others. But what I do that has worked for me, so first of all, be kind to yourself. It's okay to not have it all sorted all the time. It's okay to not have it perfectly aligned life. There are days, there are going to be days where you kind of feel like you have it if you have it all controlled. Some days you feel like, oh my God, what am I doing? And having those emotions are common, right? Especially when you're trying to juggle a lot of things. So in those instances, what I do is I ask for help. And that's when, we touched on having great support system. So I'm not afraid to ask for help. I say I have a girls' night. I just reach out to my friend, say, hey, can I drop Nora off? Can she have a sleepover? And she loves that, right? She gets a bit of a break from me, and I get to enjoy it with my friends. So don't be afraid to ask for help. And having passion, having a full-time career, and being a mother, you're on a journey, and so embrace that journey, and don't be too hard on yourself. And what you do when you do follow your passion is kind of fulfilling that inspiration for your children as well. They see you doing a whole heap of other things, and they are influenced. I mean, you may not see it straight away, but they are somewhere getting influenced by what they see. They see their mother juggling a whole heap of other things. And I think one of the reasons Nora is quite independent, she's only 10, but she is very independent, is because she's seen me being independent and doing a whole heap of other things. I mean, look, these are some of the things that have worked for me.
That's lovely. I mean, that's a good advice, right? Embracing it and going along with it and actually asking for help. And it's okay to, follow your passion while you're actually, you have a mom, you have your job, and you also are a mom. It's, beautiful. And there's nothing wrong in that.
No, and I think women do it a lot better than men can in, doing multiple things, multitasking, and
inbuilt with that
exactly.
Sort of thing,
You don't have to give up on something. You can do this and that, and also be a mother. So look, that's how I've been doing it. And like I said, it's not perfect. My life is not perfect, but it's all about adjusting and carving out time for each of those things, and intentionally being present when you're actually with your kid. Be present with your kid. If you are, doing modeling, you're committed to doing modeling 100%. Like during the week, I am working full time, so I'm focused on, delivering what I'm required and what I'm paid for. It's all about balancing, really, just prioritizing, balancing. It's hard, but it's not impossible. And I think once you start doing it, you will get a hang of it, and then I think you'll realize you just have to push yourself to do it once, and then it will just be so easy to do it.
Lovely. That's great advice. And thank you so much for coming on to the show. Your journey is incredible, and it was really lovely to hear all about it. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. It's been a pleasure. And
pleasure is ours. And thank you all for watching this episode of Brown Queen Diaries. Remember that you can achieve all your goals no matter what the challenges are. Until next time, stay well and take care.